Welcome into the Red Zone. It's safe to say it was not the weekend North Dakota hockey was looking for against fourth-ranked Western Michigan as the Broncos swept UND at the Ralph. Saturday's game was especially frustrating for North Dakota, a 5-1 blowout defeat following an overtime loss the night before. The Broncos dominated each facet of the contest, including shots, outshooting Nodak 42-25. So what has to happen now for North Dakota to bounce back?
Hard conversations, honest conversations, looking ourselves in the mirror. I know we have what it takes. I know we got the personnel, we got a great group. We just got to want it every single shift, and it doesn't just happen showing up on a Friday night, it starts on a Monday.
That plus sticking together. It's about us here in this room, staff and players, so kind of looking inward and going from here.
We'll get back. At the end of the day, there's 2 weeks here to get going here, and believe you me, just like Louis said, we're going to have hard, productive practices to make sure that we're ready for St. Cloud.
The Western Michigan series proved to be a missed opportunity in two ways. First, in the NCHC. After sharing the conference lead entering this weekend, North Dakota dropped all the way down to fourth, now sitting 5 points out of first place. How they fare in the NCHC and the conference tournament now even more crucial because their pairwise ranking dropped further this weekend. North Dakota fell 4 spots into a tie for 23rd with the Augustana Vikings. Remember them? UND lost to them in an exhibition to start the season. Bottom line, their chances of making the NCAA tournament continue to shrink. But there is still lots of hockey to be played. And after a week off from game action this week, North Dakota heads to a rival school to try and bounce back. UND takes on St. Cloud State, who ranks 1 spot ahead of them in the pairwise rankings you just saw for a 2-game series starting January 31st. Nodak swept the Huskies in Grand Forks last month. Turning to the other side of Saturday's matchup at the Ralph, Warroad native and Fargo Force alum Hampton Slakinski back in the Peace Garden State got the start and continued his excellent freshman season with another victory. Hammer made 24 saves on 25 shots in the win for the Broncos, improving his already spectacular numbers this year. Simply eye-popping stats for Slakinski in college, a year after helping the Force win the Clark Cup. His goals against sits at 1.74. The save percentage, an incredible .943 this season. That's good enough to get him on the Mike Richter Award watch list for the nation's best goalie, along with his teammate Cameron Rowe, who helped lead the Broncos to victory Friday for his 11th win in 12 games. To the NFL playoffs, we start with the Rams and the Eagles facing off in the NFC Divisional. We jump ahead to the second half and the snow piling on in Philly. Eagles leading 16-13 late in the third quarter when Jalen Hurts is sacked in the end zone. A safety for LA to make it a 1-point game. But the Rams made a pair of costly plays in the winter weather. Kyren Williams fumbling it to start the fourth. Isaiah Rodgers picks it up and returns it to the 10-yard line, setting up a Jake Elliott field goal. A few minutes later, on 3rd and 10, Matthew Stafford drops back. He is sacked and coughs it up to Philly again. Eagles get another field goal from that, and their star running back puts the game on ice. Saquon Barkley sprinting 78 yards to the NFC Championship. Eagles win 28-22 to set up an NFC East clash with the Commanders to play for a Super Bowl. AFC Divisional face-off of MVP candidates Lamar Jackson and the Ravens dueling with Josh Allen and the Bills. Allen doing it with his legs a few times on Sunday. He scored 2 of Buffalo's 3 touchdowns on rushing scores to give the Bills a 21-10 lead in the third quarter. As for Jackson and the Ravens, they made key mistakes, turning the ball over 3 times, including this fumble recovery by Terrell Bernard, coughed up by Mark Andrews, leading to a field goal. But Baltimore still had a chance late. Lamar scanning and finding Isaiah Likely here over the middle with less than 2 minutes to go for the touchdown. They need a 2-point conversion for the tie. Mark Andrews is open, but he drops the football. A huge mistake, and it ends the Ravens' season. The Buffalo Bills are going back to the AFC title game, surviving with a 27-25 victory. The road to Super Bowl 59 now down to these 4 teams, both facing off next Sunday for a trip to New Orleans. The darling of these playoffs, the Commanders taking on the Eagles in an NFC showdown for the NFC crown. The Bills and the back-to-back Super Bowl champion Chiefs going head-to-head in the AFC. And all I will say, as someone with family in New York, Go Bills.
Yeah,
That's all I got there.
We've been hearing about it a little bit these last few hours. You don't want the Commanders to win. You don't really get your choice here. Either the Commanders or Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
I've only got the Bills left.
I know. That's it. You got to hope. You got to hope
That's
they
all
win.
I got left.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric.